broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Immerse yourself in me.
Okay, James is giving us the grooves today. Welcome, AfterBuzzers, to another fun-filled edition of the Satisfaction After Show here at AfterBuzz TV. Tonight, we are talking Season 2, Episode 7, Through Travel. And yes, it was very adventurous.
Through travel,
yes. Yeah. If you're not already subscribing, please hit that subscribe button right down. Subscribe. Thank you, Khaliel. And if you're listening to us on iTunes or SoundCloud, give us the thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Our hype man over here. I love Khaliel. I'm your host, Alison Dean. You can find me everywhere at the Alison Dean, and I have 3 of the most lovely people next to me. Blake.
3.
She does. I'm Blake V, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Blake V Media.
Blake V Media.
You didn't do that for me,
did
he?
So good.
I'm sorry, because you're too quick.
You introed to me.
I know, yeah.
And there wasn't a good moment for it.
It wasn't. It was no pause or break. I'm sorry.
I did that to you.
I'm Khaliel Abooboo, a.k.a. the sexy voice, a.k.a. Are You Satisfied? You can find me on Twitter. Hashtag Are You Satisfied? You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Khaliel Abooboo.
Khaliel Abooboo.
Oh, nice, Blake V.
Yes.
Blake V
Thank
for the
you.
win.
Just filling in.
Love it.
Thank you.
You were occupied in that moment.
Thank
No,
you.
it was good. Great job, everybody.
It's a team effort.
I'm Lauren Salaun, and you can find me everywhere online at Lauren Salaun.
Lauren Salaun.
Thank you so much.
Now we have to do that
Wonderful.
well, we only have not that many episodes left, but still, this is now a requirement, Khaliel.
All right.
Okay, so let's just initial one-word reaction. I just did this in my last after show, and I kind of liked it. One word to
Why?
describe. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Two
That's
words.
mine.
More sex.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Lauren said that. She was like, I needed more sex. What the heck?
Totally
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah, this was...
Today was all about story.
Yeah, truly. It was lacking in the sex department for sure.
Okay, what about you?
This one word thing is hard.
Really? I'm sorry. I'll go with this one. What?
Sorry.
That's mine.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay.
All
So
these questions.
so
Okay,
I'll
I have one.
You
go
should
for
say
it.
how.
Did they?
Oh, that's 2,
Oh.
but okay.
But can it be hyphenated? I couldn't come
they?
up with one, Allison. I'm sorry.
it's
Two's
fine.
going to have
Well,
to
she,
do.
neither
Lauren
could
did
she.
too, so it's cool.
It's all right.
It's cool.
Okay.
Okay, so my why, and then we're
Think how to
jumping
combine
because I know
sure.
we have order. My why is Adriana helping Annika?
I feel you on that, actually.
What is your what?
Big time.
My what was really inclusive of much of it. What is going on with Adriana and Annika? What is going on with Arthur and Emma? What is going on with the whole business colleague thing between Neil and Grace? Like, what? It just
I like
weird.
that.
What?
I thought that was
weird,
cute.
though. I thought it was weird. I thought it was weird. Anyway, okay.
Like-
and let's now.
Yes.
I mean,
well,
I
more
don't know
sex
if
is
I need
obvious.
to really explain it, but yeah, it wasn't that steamy. I liked the episode.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, but you know, a
little more steam.
Blake,
a little more heat.
The biggest issue for me, I mean, yes, the Annika scenario is mind-boggling, but
What?
the bigger issue for me is the Arthur Emma
yes,
situation, because
yes.
I'm just like, hold up, they mysteriously died in a car accident. So my thought is, did they really?
I don't buy it.
I don't really buy it
When they
yet
said that, I
either.
was like, the devil is a lie.
Yeah,
I don't
he's
know.
got a lot of money. He could have paid off some people there to
Right.
make it happen for him, and
Yeah.
so I just was like, be cautious, Simon.
Lies.
May not be the truth.
Lies,
yeah.
falsehood,
I don't
and
believe it.
fallacies.
Oh, Blake. James, any thoughts from you, James?
I got nothing.
All right, that's fine.
Fair enough.
You have things. It's just you don't have a comment on this particular
Yeah.
topic. All right, let's start with Neil and Grace. We open the show, and Neil is in a meeting at Bastion, and pretty much all of his employees, I don't know, maybe are they colleagues, better, co-workers, independent whatever they are, they are all basically telling Neil that their clients are jumping ship. Jumping ship. And they don't really know how to salvage any of these relationships. So Neil tries to do like a motivational spiel. I didn't think it was any, I wouldn't have felt motivated after that, actually. No. And
didn't really do the trick, no.
Goes home and says, I need to go on a trip to meet people face to face. Now, this is what I thought this was funny. So there's all these high net worth people that he has to go meet in person, and conveniently, they all live in the same city.
That's what I was a little confused. I'm like, did he coordinate with them ahead of time, or maybe did they go to New York? Where were they? Because that would make sense if he has a bunch of big clients in New York City.
No, they didn't. It didn't feel New York enough to me, but I would accept that as a possibility if they were. I would accept.
It felt to me like it was an airport restaurant.
Yeah.
They're like, all right,
like
I've lined up all my clients. They're waiting over there.
Yeah.
Just send them in as they're ready.
Yes, and the little area that they were seated in, like, said airport to me. I don't know. And then she was like, "I'm gonna get something to eat. I'm hungry." And he's like, "Here?" And I'm like, "What? Are you offended that it's the airport?" Like, that's what I kept thinking.
Like, is it an expensive restaurant?
I'm like, "What's the problem? Let her get a snack, for God's sakes."
What?
I did not put that together until just now.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't.
It like irked me. And okay, obviously you weren't irked by the business colleague scenario.
No, I know. What you're saying makes total sense. So like you said it, and I had like a wow, yeah, that's right moment. Listening to you.
Just now or about the business colleague thing?
About the the business colleague thing. I was okay with
about
the
the other thing. Okay. No, the business colleague thing. What was your initial reaction when they were on the plane and Neil was like, "Oh yeah, she's not my wife. It just happens that we have the same last name." And
I thought he was like trying to be cutesy with her
that's
and
what I felt like
role
too.
play, you
Yeah.
know?
I thought it was cheesy.
And I was offended.
Oh, you were?
like, what is he doing? I'm like, he's just like spicing
This one.
things up.
I get offended all the time.
Spicy.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm offended now.
Tell us why.
Yeah, well, because I was just like, excuse me? I'm what? Being in Grace's position. I didn't get it at first. I didn't know if he was being cutesy or not.
Right.
I thought almost like, oh, are they like breaking up again? Because we're together, then we're broken up. Then we're
That's
together, then we're
awkward.
broken
Yeah,
up.
right
So
next
I-
to each other.
So I thought, oh, is he shunning her again? Is she now just the colleague? Like, I can't keep up with their.
So role playing is just not your thing. It's just not your thing.
It must not be because I can't identify it. I don't get it clearly.
She is your wife, Neil.
You've got it wrong.
So, okay.
Not again, Neil.
Not
again.
It was, it seemed as though Grace was cool with it. She was definitely playing along. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't dig the whole thing. Okay, so then they end up at the airport restaurant. Let's just call it that because that's what it seemed like.
Seemed like it.
So they end up at the airport restaurant. Neil has his first meeting. Grace says, "I'm going to have a meal at the bar since clearly I'm not your wife and I don't need to do anything you tell me to do," right?
Yes.
And he seems kind of, I don't know, irked that she's going to stay at the bar and have food. Which
And
I'm
I
like,
didn't understand that at all.
like, she's traveling and not working, technically. She can have a meal and a bev if she wants to.
Yeah.
She could have two bevs.
That didn't make sense to me.
No.
I didn't quite understand
Yeah, it
that
seemed
part.
weird. He was confused by that because with the whole like, "You're not my wife, you're my colleague" thing, that's like a kind of control thing. I thought it was fun, but then him being weird about her staying there and eating, like, no,
Right.
relax, buddy.
Relax.
Yeah, I totally agree. So he proceeds to have some of these meetings, like just funneling them in, and they're all kind of shaking their head, like, "Sorry, dude, gotta bounce." The Bastion sinking ship. So things are really going badly for Neil at this point, right? I mean, pretty much every client is leaving the company. So I don't know what he's not investing anybody's money at this point. Someone sits down next to Grace at the bar, and they seem to be getting quite friendly.
I liked how
flirty.
Neil was like
Getting a
little distracted by her
Jealous?
stuff.
Yeah, he
little
was.
flirt on. Like, yeah.
He was not down for that.
No.
But this man apparently, like, Neil comes over and kind of like he was gonna give some words.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then realized that the man was the business manager to one of
Greg.
like the ultimate net worth clients at Bastion or something.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly.
And then he quickly was like, oh my
well
god,
done,
my
my
colleague.
She's a genius.
Yeah.
This woman here should get a raise.
Promoted
In our room
now.
later. Hey-o. Sorry.
So
It's okay.
really, it
No,
was
it's
thanks.
fine.
It was really thanks to Grace
It
because
was.
he ended up having a meeting with
The head
was his
guy
name?
in
The
the
head
blue
guy?
suit.
Name Barry.
Barry. He didn't look like a Barry to
No.
me, but we'll go with it.
I like the suit a lot.
Yeah.
His
that
suit.
blue
They brought
suit
out
was
his
Eyes
very,
very nicely.
was very. I was like,
Let's call him.
I should get that suit.
Oh,
Watching it,
okay.
Yes.
nicer than any suit.
So
I
a good
own.
advertisement for the blue suit is what
Yeah.
you're saying, Khaliel. Okay. Yes.
He'll make a similar design in Khaliel Abooboo.
It would if
Exclusively.
A blue
Exactly.
line.
There you
you
go.
go.
So
Inspiration.
Neil and Grace end up having the meeting with Barry, Mr. Barry, and
Whose intro smile, by the way,
I
was
was really uncomfortable.
It was kinda
He's like,
creepy.
we're like,
well, I think it was probably because in his mind he's going, oh,
he's
I
like,
know something.
Oh, just you wait.
Right. I think that's maybe what
Yeah.
it was a little bit like, oh, you think I'm staying with your
Smugness.
company? I'm not. And I know some stuff. I think it was like one of those, right?
Yeah,
maybe?
yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
So I was like, why is he looking like that?
I know. And then his interaction with them afterwards did not match the smile that entered the room.
Yeah.
It was like two different characters.
It was all very, what? For me. The whole
More
thing.
sex.
A little bit.
Truly.
That would have been good if they started doing like a reenactment of the, the couple that,
Yeah. Well,
the app couple.
Before they went and met with him, we saw Neil with the paddle.
Oh, right.
And so I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I hope he like brought the paddle with him. And, like something weird's gonna happen. I didn't really think that would happen, but I
No,
That part was weird
Joked
to me
about
too.
it.
Like
paddle.
just yeah,
Where
her
was- wait.
flashbacks that she was having with the paddle.
It was
like,
weird.
How did first off, how do you not know that was in your bag? Like I don't know
why is she
anybody
wearing
who
that thing with her.
who packs their bags for a flight and doesn't know every single thing that's in the
especially
bag.
when it's like a carry-on and that's like a weapon
Oh,
on some level.
It's not a cutting board.
I didn't even think of that, and it's so true.
I mean, that was a carry-on bag. And I'm like, how'd that get past up?
Right, and I'm totally guilty of taking 4 months to unpack my bag when I get home from someplace.
Right.
Even if it's literally like an overnight bag, it'll never be empty
Yeah. Yes.
forever.
Right,
I get
so then just like throwing something in quick to go somewhere, I get it. Maybe you don't check all the
Yeah,
pockets.
you're like half the stuff's still clean.
yeah,
Close it
on
back
to
up.
the next. But to go on a plane, you're totally right. A carry-on, like
do
you
I
have
have
to
any
be sure
weapons?
what's in there.
What about the soiled heels as well? Like the heels looked
Another
murky.
weapon. Another
Rugged.
weapon.
Murky.
Didn't they? Like where were those heels?
Yeah.
She was straddling a dentist like 2 weeks ago, but I don't.
Right.
She wasn't stomping through mudlands or something. And it like the heels. I'm thinking those look like satin
Wait.
pink pumps.
Didn't she have a pair of dirty heels in her closet?
Did she?
some point
I don't
earlier in
recall
the
this.
Maybe these will
I don't remember.
resurface.
That would make me feel better and not be so.
What? Yeah.
Well, I thought it was funny too, their conversation with Barry. How
Barry.
Barry.
So wait, say his name. It's kind of sexy.
Barry.
Oh, yes.
It's far better that way.
yes.
Far better.
I agree.
Yeah, he was like quick to judge and to say, "Oh, Neil, I saw you at one of these parties, but I was there, like with a mask
With
on
a
my
mask.
face, just unassuming, just
Yeah, just to see if my financial advisors might be there.
And I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, so you're, interrogating them over this escort business, and then so like, why were you there wearing a
Technically-
mask?
So
Exactly.
technically, though, so conveniently he's on the list for what Annika's parties, right? And it happens to be at his financial planner's office. On top of that, he's like, "Wow, how very strange that I'm attending a sex party at my."
But that wasn't the same party.
Oh, that wasn't?
Because that was the 50s party that they
Oh,
had. The
right.
mask party
Yeah.
was a bit ago. That
When was the
Yeah,
mask
that's a while ago.
party?
Adriana's party that Neil was just invited to.
Oh, but he didn't go. Did he go?
He
Yeah,
went,
he
but
went.
he wasn't like running the show. That was like the
I'm having a
tester
brain
party,
fart. I'm
right?
having a
Wasn't that?
This might have been first season.
Thank
Maybe.
you.
It might-
I think that
it
was more the
first season.
intro party
Yeah.
to see
Right.
how he handled himself.
Yeah.
you
And the
know?
fact that he said they were wearing masks
yeah.
was definitely a
Eliminated
different
the
party.
50s. I was
Yeah.
combining things. I was like, and the masks. Oh, Allison.
This might have been first season.
I think
Yeah,
it's
but like, what brought him there? I just think that's so funny. Like,
because he likes sex.
which is fine, but then like, why are you offended
right.
that this guy does too? Like,
I've always
maybe
said
everyone
that.
likes it.
Well,
Be
guys
fine
are like,
with it.
I've always said that because, like, guys like, oh, you can't find a good girl at the club. I'm like, but you're here. So, like, What does that say about
Who are you looking for?
I met my husband at a bar.
What?
There you go.
I'm just saying that.
Okay,
Lauren,
question.
just defying odds.
Question for the panel. So at the point where Neil and Grace are now kind of selling him on being a client of their escort business, I was like, I got a little confused. Are you trying to salvage the Bastion account on top of now ushering him into your escort business? Or are you totally just shelving Bastion at this point and now only thinking that this guy is going to be one of your escort peeps? What did you think?
I think sort of, okay, I think
both,
long term, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But in this scenario, I think that bringing up the escort business was a way to sort
him
of
the
get
trust.
Yes, and get him off the back of Bastion because he was like bashing it, like, you know, we can't trust you and whatever.
No, we can't trust you.
Right. By the way, you're an escort. Like, cool. You like that too.
Yeah.
So let's
Right.
get your business that way also.
Okay.
I think so.
I love how quick Grace was this whole time. She was such an asset to Neil this whole, their whole trip. And even from the beginning when I liked how he was stressed over all this stuff and she's like, okay, I'll help you figure this out. Like, we'll take care of this. Like, let's do it. I
What a
love that
woman.
kind of partnership.
No, say that better, Khaliel.
What a woman.
Thank you.
I even while we were watching told Blake, I was like, she is so pretty. Gosh,
is.
she's just unbelievable.
She did get like hot more hot because she's a hot woman.
Yeah.
But I was like, wow, you look
She's
really
just
good, Grace.
Yeah.
The hair,
Beautiful,
the
the
hair
whole-
is-
And she was like so in her element, like
She
doing
was.
this like business lady stuff.
Well
and,
done,
like,
writers.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like finding her footing.
She is.
You know, this whole time she was kind of like, I don't
But
know what I'm
also,
doing.
wait, she's finding her footing, but it's also still for me, there's a slight level of, are you believing what you're saying right now? Or
I could
totally.
see that.
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
see that. Or are you just playing and it's happening to work out for you?
Yeah.
I could see that.
Well, that's the first step. Like,
Yeah,
maybe she
I
just
think-
has to just put it out
Yeah.
there, pretend it for a little while, and then be like, am I really cool with this?
Right.
Power
And I
of
think
positive
that's
thinking.
totally accurate too for her character, you know, because we have seen her unsure about things and kind of trying to figure herself out previously. And now, even when they're on the plane and they're doing that, like, you know, Neil's like, oh, you're not my wife, blah, blah, like flirts. She's like, okay. And she like looks to the window and you can tell she's kind of like working it through her mind, but she smiles at that. And so I think she's like starting to like find a groove with it in a way, but still
Grace got a groove
totally,
back.
but still definitely, you know, it's all new territory.
That's true.
Yeah.
So there's still uncertainty with it.
That's true. All right, so let's move on to Annika. Since last episode, we end last episode with Annika showing up at Adriana's doorstep, and all of us were like, what?
Why are you
No,
here?
wasty face.
When it all started.
Right?
What?
And then we see them having a conversation this episode. Basically, Annika is telling Adriana that she has lost all of the money that her father gave her. In that moment, right when she said that, I was thinking, how dumb is Neil? This guy is a money manager. What you can do is you give your daughter some kind of debit card or something. Maybe give her $500 cash. I don't know if you're trying to be like super generous. But clearly she's traveling around and she's not just like living in Alaska where there's no ATM machines. I mean, I don't
They
care if
have
she's living
ATMs in Alaska.
Well, I'm just saying, like, she's not living under a glacier.
Sorry, anybody in Alaska.
She's not living under a glacier is what I'm saying. I'm not saying wait a minute. I'm not saying there's no ATMs in Alaska. Thanks, Khaliel, for just running with that.
Antarctica.
Oh, God. I'm just saying,
Hi, Alaska.
she's not living under a glacier
Alaska?
in Alaska or near Alaska or what have you. Anyway, the show is over.
And we're done.
The show is just over.
Bye, everyone.
Are they back? Oh, maybe. Are you back? You're okay? You've survived the glacier. Good. The Titanic
They've
has
surfaced.
not
They're good.
sunk with these two. They're still here with us. And there
That was in
are
Alaska?
And there are ATMs in Alaska. Okay, glad we've established that.
P.S. You could straight up get murdered carrying a bag of cash around.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
I just have $22,000 of cash in my bag. What's up, strangers?
That just seems so. Look, I understand what Neil was trying to do with that, like make a point. Like, I trust you, and I get that, but like, trust her with a debit card.
Right. It's stupid.
It's stupid. It's plain up
And
stupid.
it's
don't
not
get
even
stupid
about
for our
trust. It's
kids.
about not being. It's just about being stupid. You wouldn't give your kid that you
bag of
trust a
cash?
bag of
No.
20 grand.
Well, would you give anybody a bag of 20
I
grand?
probably wouldn't.
No.
Like-
unless I owed them 20
Unless I was like
grand.
literally on my way to buy something
No, I
with
still
it
would.
right there in
Wait a
a
minute.
suitcase. That's a handcuff to
like
my
a
hand.
vehicle.
right?
Even
Yeah.
if you owed someone 20 grand, you'd probably write them a cashier's check. So there
Yes.
was evidence of the transaction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good thinking.
Just saying.
Yeah, but
Unless
then
I
I guess
wanted
she
to
couldn't like
counterfeit it all and keep it
spend
for
it. Then it goes back to the spending, which would make more sense in an ATM
true.
sort of.
And there are ATMs in
situation.
Alaska. Okay, right.
We've
there
all
are.
made mistakes for our kids. I gave my 13-year-old sister a cell phone. I shouldn't have did that.
No, not the same as giving your kid $22
$22,000
grand.
cash.
It's almost the same thing.
So basically, also in this conversation, she talks about meeting this chemist named Julian. Say his name.
Julian.
Not as good.
Not as good. No, it didn't work.
you can-
There we go. That was good.
Yeah, it's better with a lady voice.
Oh, James for the rescue. What is it? James?
Oh, that was like mysterious.
Mysterious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mysterious.
mysterious. And he
Yeah.
does live in the woods, this guy, so I think it's the
Breaking
woods. Or
Bad.
it's like a campsite. I don't know what it
We
is.
did not like this
No,
character.
he was too preppy. Like at first glance, like
Yeah.
he's not like a guy who lives out in the woods in a airstream.
Yeah, he's not Walter White.
No,
Like, it's
or not
cool.
even. She happened
Or Charles
upon
Manson.
this like hippie family, like just
And then you get this
communal living scenario.
frat
He
guy.
needed to look like Edward Sharp.
Or something.
From
Just
Edward
a
Sharp
little
and the
more like
Magnetic Zeros.
hipstery,
Yeah.
gruff,
Complete
like
hipstery.
maybe some facial hair.
He needed to look Jesus-y or like with a man bun or like a
Exactly.
beard
But
and
maybe
like
they did that on purpose.
and like
'cause they were
loose-fitting clothing.
to make him seem like a phony, because that's what I feel
He
like.
looked like a frat boy.
But then he had a British.
totally
He
did.
had a British accent.
Yeah,
which,
then
like,
that made it
threw
even
me.
And then-
weirder.
Well, I said that's why, obviously. I mean, if you have a British accent, you can get away with a lot more.
He's getting away with some stuff. So she tells Adriana she met this guy. Clearly, Adriana can tell she's kind of enamored with this Julian character. Is there talk of psychedelics with her at that point? Or he's
Yes.
ushering in a new era.
a new stream of consciousness or something.
And
like
with that, my prediction was she wasn't pregnant with the kid's baby,
But they did
it was
say
a boy. Yeah, they did, and they, even
did
said
say
it.
it. I was like,
Yeah.
Khaliel said it.
Wait,
But it wasn't
what?
true.
What just happened?
we were concerned that Annika might be pregnant last
Yes.
week.
That was
She wasn't,
Khaliel's
but
prediction.
so was Adriana.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
That the announcement would be that
She's
Annika was
pregnant.
pregnant.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't think that. But okay. Yes. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
And so, but then she brought it up, and
she
she
was
was like,
over.
"Are you pregnant?
Are you pregnant?
Not pregnant."
Not pregnant. No, she's not pregnant. Okay, and basically then asks her, "Why? When are you gonna get the hell out of my house?" Basically. Essentially.
Call
Can
your
you
mom.
go? Yeah, right. Can you call your mom?
Yeah.
She's like, "No."
You don't belong here.
I didn't understand that in a way. I think it was just the fear of the money, though.
Well, why was she even at Adriana's? Like, I don't understand why she went in the first place.
My
she
mom
started.
said you were cool.
Yes,
Yeah, that was
She
it.
started to
What?
explain her story, and that is the reason that brought her to Adriana's
That's
doorstep.
the only person
My mom
outside
said
of
you
her
were really
parents and
But
her
they
aunt
brought that up
she
too,
could go
yeah.
with.
Okay, this is a good question for us to ask Michelle Deshawn next week when she's back in studio.
She will
Plug.
return.
Don't you think though? I think she might be able to shed some light on this. That we're
Yeah.
not,
I hope so.
We're not connecting some dots
Yeah.
that I think she'll be able to assist us on.
Yeah.
Right? All right. So then, okay, where are we? So Julian is texting Annika. You have my thing. You have something of mine, or blah blah blah. And she's like, "Where's my money? Where did you think the money was?"
In the crack cocaine.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Where
like,
else would
in
it
the
go?
buy,
Wait,
like,
in the
supply-
bags that she?
Oh no!
No,
like,
no, like,
spent on
spent, yeah.
ingredients and stuff
Ingredients.
or whatever. Chemicals.
It was spent
In my
on
ingredients list.
She's cooking rock
For
candy
my-
over here.
For my
He make those like these new
That's
drugs.
a lot of baking soda.
He made them
With the
himself,
baking
right?
soda, that's a lot.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
That's what
so
we
he's
think.
like,
in his little airstream.
that's what I figured. He's like,
in his little hippie house.
buying lots
And his was
household
orange.
detergents.
We learned on Breaking Bad.
We know
that
it
when
needs
it's
to be blue.
orange, it's
No
not
bueno.
right. Yep.
Not right.
No good.
Making
I
meth.
thought it was more like a paprika color. No, what color was it?
Amber.
Amber. It was
Amber.
ambery. Yes,
It
it,
looks
was.
Salmon.
Salmon.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't. It
a
was
little more orange.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a
It
little
looked,
burnt-
it looked like that
sienna.
ram. You know
Burnt
that. You know when you get the
sienna.
assorted holiday candy bag and you have that one that's orange, doesn't have a name. It just comes in the assorted candy bag and like It
I
looked
feel
like
like,
that
can you
one.
bring one in?
Yeah,
I have
you're
no
gonna
idea what
have
you're
to
talking
demonstrate.
about.
All right,
Is it
I'll
like
do
a
that.
Jolly Rancher
Assorted
or
holiday candy bag is anyway.
chocolate?
Where do they sell this assorted holiday candy?
I don't know.
Is it a
It's one of those.
brand?
It's one of those things that they don't necessarily
Julian
sell
sells
it, but you always see them, like the strawberry candies.
The
they
grandma
don't sell
candies,
them.
butterscotch
Yeah,
candies.
they don't sell them, but you
mean
always see them.
butterscotch?
They're just always around.
Oh well, that's another one. But I was talking about the strawberry one. It's like
Oh, yeah.
I do know those.
Thank you. Yes.
And we're
The
back.
wrapper is like a strawberry.
And we're back. All right. Moving on. James is like, I know what he's talking about.
I want one of those strawberry candies right now.
Wow.
There
Sounds
you
like
go.
just you
gotta
wait,
go to
they'll start
church.
appearing.
That's the only way. That's the only place I've ever seen
They're
them.
Only at church.
Yeah, I need to hit up my grandma to get me one of those.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so Adriana gives Annika at some point. She invites Annika into her closet to give her some fabulous items, just enough time for her assistant chick to spy on Annika's room and find
Yeah.
all the drugs.
Yeah.
So it was a covert ops mission, basically.
I felt
Yes?
a little mothery
I did.
moment
Me
too.
watching this.
But it's all deceptive.
Yeah.
It's all, come on, it's all...
Is it completely like?
Yeah,
no,
that's
I
the
feel
thing.
like
I didn't think it was
Adriana was
complete-
enjoying it
Yeah.
and enjoying.
70-30.
I agree.
70-30.
Yes,
is
enjoying
mine.
Yeah.
being that type
Yeah.
of person to Annika and being that person that Annika decided to go to and kind of having those bonding moments with her. But obviously, there's
Yeah.
she's
And she
gonna
even said,
use
"My
it
mom
in
would
some
never
way.
do this for me."
Yeah,
She pranced off.
And then Adriana, in her heart and soul, was like, ah,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
with glee.
Just like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it happened that way.
Just like that.
Turned her on in a new way.
I want to raid in Adriana's closet.
Oh, yes.
Heck yes. Oh, that
Although,
closet.
wait, can we just say something about this real fast? So, all right. I looked at this closet and I saw how the shoes were, because I'm a shoe person. I saw how the shoes were organized and I was thinking Adriana would have no space in between those shoes. She'd have so many pairs of shoes. There would not be any room for there to be convenient amounts of room between every pair.
I mean, she could have
No, I
like
didn't
they
believe
could
that.
like flip the
Yeah.
closet.
She could
could like
have-
have like sliding like so many
Or
options.
like a
We don't
drawer
know.
that pulls
The-
out.
yeah.
It could just be
Kinda like in,
magic.
Lauren's
Yeah.
playing devil's advocate all episode. I appreciate this, but I don't believe you. Yes, I appreciate it.
Because I like to space mine out evenly. Like one goes that way and one flips that
No,
way,
that's
so you
fine.
can see the front and
Yeah.
the back. You know, all that like crazy person
No,
stuff.
that's fine. I just was thinking
Like
there'd
a
be
crazy
more,
person.
Yeah, like
There'd be more
I have OCD
hugging.
with my shoes.
More shoe hugging, so more pairs is what. Anyway, okay, moving on from that.
Allison was not impressed.
I was not,
Not
impressed with the
impressed.
shoes.
I was impressed. I was just
Adriana.
jealous.
Okay, they found a flyer for the dome. Now, this to me, they didn't really focus on it for many minutes, but it seemed like it was a music show.
Yeah, like some concert or event that they were going to
So
go
you
to.
thought so too.
Yes.
But this is what led her to Julian. Adriana decides she's going to go pay him a visit.
Yeah.
I did not understand that at all.
I didn't understand it either.
Okay, wait. So is that another question we need to ask Michelle Deshawn next
Yes.
week?
So, because I
Yes,
figured
add
that
it
was
to the
going to be
list.
there was going to be some event, and that's how they were going to reconnect with him and find him.
Yeah, that
So
was
I don't know. So maybe they cut a scene or something where they go to this thing, and then
Oh.
like that's how she finds out where he
Follows him
crashes.
home.
I don't know, but
I like it. But she shows
did
up
seem a
at
little disjointed.
Julian's
Oh, I loved it.
door. Mm-hmm. And
Trailer.
it's very interesting because I thought this was an interesting scene between Julian and Adriana.
Again, where I got the mother vibes. But go ahead.
Well, but it also was like Julian didn't know what he was up against, so
Oh,
he was
yeah.
kind of
Being
giving
such a little
her,
brat.
yeah, like a little bit like you don't know who
The
I am.
preppy brat. The
A
preppy.
little, where I'm like, wow, you don't know who she is, my
And
friend.
just watching it, you know, he's being so sassy and stuff,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, she is biting her tongue,
Uh-huh,
and she
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
so patient right now. Like, what is she gonna do to him? And then
I have
zap.
friends at the DEA.
I loved it.
yeah.
Wrong choice of words.
Yeah.
But basically asks him where's the money, and he says it's already been invested in drugs.
Yeah.
I was so mad about that actually. And
He's a
then
druggie.
she tasers him a few times, which I was like, this is great, and tells
good.
him that he must lose
Her
Annika's number. Simultaneously, Annika is sending him texts of her in her new Adriana gear, all looking fly and going,
Do you miss me yet?
And
she
I
said
think
it.
he did.
Yeah.
I think he did. But he also was thinking, you have lots of drugs of mine and I need them back.
Yeah.
Was also what I was thinking, right?
Yeah, she had a lot of. That was a lot of drugs that she had.
Man. So
lot of
Adriana
drugs.
gets back and
She probably could have made more money if she was sold. Well, anyway.
Adriana gets back home and like literally counts out money from her safe, 22 grand or something, which I was like, this is very sweet. But I really was hoping she was not gonna play it off like she received this from Julian, right? Because in my mind I'm thinking young girl is just gonna
Doing
run back to the
drugs.
dude knowing that he gave her the money back.
She's turned into an addict. And you just enabled her.
Oh, God.
It's bad.
I really hope she finds out at some point, is all I'm saying, because I think she should know that this is Adriana doing a good deed. Kind of. Although I think that is just going to also, it's going to be gone.
Opener.
Yeah.
That's slightly a prediction. I apologize. Okay.
So then do we think that Annika willingly donated the money to Julian? Like how he said
it was all a con?
happened? Yeah, because she's like, oh, I lost it. But did she really lose it? Like, did he really steal it from her? Or did did he convince her to be like, hey, it's for the cause.
Because based on how she
in the
reacted.
flashback, she was like, didn't give it to you to just like blow it on stuff. You know, I forget exactly what
I thought she was
said.
like, where's my money? I thought that's what she said.
I thought there was some conversation we saw in a flashback about how she was like, yeah, I said you can use it, but not spend it all or something. Or I said I would help out, but you couldn't have all of it. Something like that.
And then, of course, when she shows up back at his door, she, of course, basically tells him she has another 22 grand for him. Which, that's how I sort of took it. Yeah, this is just bad. This is bad, and more bad, right?
All bad.
It's what?
Entirely bad.
Dumb girl.
Sips tea.
Dumb.
Unless that's the new game plan, is that Julian now sends Annika out to various people to gather more money to bring back to the cause.
Oh, God. No,
So now
because I just think
Adriana's a
she's
drug
too
dealer?
naive.
Oh, dear.
What's that?
Oh, Annika's. Oh, okay. Yeah, I agree.
I think she's too naive to like become a con artist like that.
But she did.
Agreed.
I'm praying
Con
for her.
Adriana.
I'm praying. Oh, who?
I don't
every
think
other
she.
dumb
I don't
girl
think
out
she
there just
conned
like her.
her intentionally. I think she was like, "Oh, he gave me my money back.
Oh, you think
He
she did it
does
on
really
purpose?
Love me."
Maybe.
It's possible.
I'm thinking maybe this is like the game plan.
But then again,
She's not
I don't
that
think she would have
smart.
said. I don't think she would have said, "I'm so happy you gave me my money back." I don't
You
think
do
it was
love
like
me.
dumb. It was like,
Yeah.
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 And he was like,
I know.
He's like,
Ugh,
because I said
skeezy.
I'd take care of you.
right.
Lies.
It's like I hate that guy.
Hate him.
Yeah, I
We
kind of
hate him.
All right. So to be continued with Annika next week. Yes. And she'll be here to talk all about it. Michelle Deshawn.
Woo-hoo.
Let's talk about Simon. So Simon's trying to reach his dad in Argentina, not able to get a hold of him, seemingly not able to get a hold of Emma as well. The cops show up at his door. And actually, when this happened, I had a thought of his fingerprints were on the trunk. That's what went through my mind.
That's right.
Because he opened the trunk. I don't know. Then again, whatever. Okay, so I was
it makes
thinking
sense.
that
Yeah.
the cops really showed up though because of the calls
He was the last
to
call, right.
the cell phone records. But I don't know why they would have prevented him from traveling if he wasn't being
A
arrested
suspect. Yeah,
for
if
something,
he wasn't
right?
actually arrested in it.
I mean, you kind of have. I don't know. I don't know. Enough
Yeah, I
about
don't know
this,
the
but-
workings of that enough.
But I was bothered
Unless
by
they, if they think you're a flight risk,
that. Right.
Yeah.
they do put harsher like restrictions on you and your travel.
You know what though? If you're like, I'm going to Argentina, and if they track your journey to Argentina and know that you're gonna come, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know
Yeah,
how you
I
can
guess he's
restrict
not. They
someone.
didn't have enough to actually arrest him, but he's a potential suspect. So I don't know
I
what
thought that was
know.
weird.
exact rules are with something.
They
like
never
that.
really covered that in Law and Order, so
I know.
it's the extent of my.
I should know.
Yeah.
I should know this.
Sense of our knowledge,
I should
clearly.
know these things.
You were on SVU panel. You
I
should
know. I
really
should know this.
Oh,
There was
man.
no sex crime involved, so my
Man.
knowledge
Oh,
is lacking.
damn it. Okay.
But if he had been raped, I could.
You know it all.
Right.
You know the whole routine.
Simon, just get
Thank
right
God for
next
that.
time.
Okay. So Simon shows up at Adriana's asking her for help because basically he knows that she knows a lot of people.
Yeah, she's got muscle.
I
got
love how
muscle.
she's like, you want help like that? I need to either owe you or be in love with you.
So good.
then
Thought
that was a
those
smooth line.
options
So
are
good.
happening.
So good. We do learn some interesting tidbits in that conversation. We learned that Arthur leases foreign mining rights, which I thought was okay.
Very shade.
Yeah, I
Right.
don't even know what that.
I was like,
I don't know what that means either.
I was
yeah.
like, you're a powerful man to be leasing land in other countries. Like that's
Yeah.
that's impressive. We also learned that Omar, the one that is owed $50 million, helps to soften the ground in various places.
Yeah, right,
politically. He's got
because-
some pull.
Yeah, because okay, so if you're leasing this land, you're not owning it, and likely it's in countries where you are not welcome, I'm sure. So this Omar has to go through and
convince you to say yes.
Clear the
Smooth
land,
it over.
essentially.
massage.
And Omar was
the
not getting
situation.
paid to do all these things. Omar was not paid a whole lot of money.
Omar was
I
pissed.
know how that feels. I was short $3 on a check one time, and I was upset.
Oh, I would be furious.
Yeah.
You seem like it.
I would be furious.
I don't play that.
Homie,
No.
don't play that way.
Bitch better have my
However,
money.
I was
Bitch
under
better
the
have my
impression
money.
that Omar was owed $50 million.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I said. What did I say?
No.
that's
So
what you
but you're saying he wasn't paid a lot?
No, I'm saying he wasn't paid his money.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Because he was about to get paid a whole lot, is what I
Allegedly.
thought. Right.
Allegedly. Or they're-
$50 million is nothing to sneeze at.
But if you're a billionaire, is all I'm like.
it ain't nothing to sneeze at, Khaliel.
Wait a minute. But once again, in the conversation with Adriana and Simon, we get sort of this nugget. Adriana's like, your father was a very, very wealthy man. And so that leads me to believe he, I think, was a billionaire.
Yeah.
So 50 million, pay the 50
Yeah,
million.
what the big...
Again,
what's
pay
the big
50
deal?
million.
Come on.
What? Anyway, okay. So he wants a lawyer or help from a lawyer or something. She basically tells him good luck.
Good luck.
Don't ever come back to my house. Sayonara. So Simon gets creative.
You mean Simonara?
Sounds like pasta.
Yeah, I love it.
Kind of.
That was
great.
awesome.
That was real good.
And I'm hungry. Okay. So, basically, Simon, last ditch effort. He knows he can't fly. He needs to get to Argentina. He needs to become the detective. He reconnects with an old flame who owns a jet.
Yeah.
I was like, well, you're a smart guy, Simon.
So smooth.
She walks in there and you're like, okay, this is so cheesy. What is he's trying something clearly. There's
Yeah.
like jazz, the lights are dim,
Champagne.
wine. He's
Yeah.
like, you look beautiful, like all this stuff. I'm like, okay,
I've been missing you.
What is she? What's the play?
Yeah, what
here?
does she have? What is
Pimp
he trying to
juice,
get?
Simon.
That's all I was thinking in my head. Like, what is it? What is it? What is it?
Yeah,
Pimp
And they were
juice.
like CEO.
And she just was like, okay.
I know, please. Like it
slid
can't.
right
I'm
into
sorry,
it.
it can't be that good to be like, oh, I'm the CEO. I'll like flake on all my board meetings this weekend and go
Hey.
to Argentina
For
with
you.
you.
When you got it, you got
No,
it.
I'm sorry.
Maybe.
I ain't mad at
Maybe
you,
you do.
Simon.
Khaliel Abooboo speaking the truth for everyone. Yes,
I don't
indeed.
know.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure Simon knows what he's doing, but like, come on, girl.
It's funny
He
though.
must.
Simon
Clearly, he
lands,
must.
he lands.
Simon.
Okay, he lands in Argentina though, and the girl is gone. We don't see her ever again.
I know. I was like,
She's gone.
He's
I
already there. There was no jet footage, no like
Nothing.
talk about. Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah, I get the
probably
image that like
told her.
the jet landed and then like the door opened and he was just like,
Bye.
and then he just like
I
leapt
appreciate
out and then ran away.
It's like, I'll call you.
Not even.
Text you later.
I couldn't believe that.
No, he was just like, thanks,
Let's
and then
do
just
lunch.
like
Let's
ran
do
away.
lunch.
I couldn't believe
It's
that.
like, just slow it to 5 miles an hour. I'll jump out.
Give me my parachute. Don't even land.
Yeah.
I'm jumping this.
Woo!
Oh man.
So he shows up at a police station in Argentina and asks about his father, saying his father's missing. He hasn't heard, seen the hotel. I don't know. It just all doesn't make sense to me. I was confused when we went from last phone call of he and Emma to now they're gone, missing, and apparently died in a car accident.
Yeah.
Really?
And that's why I do not buy it.
Not
I
at
feel
all.
like they would not vanish from the show like that. We
Exactly.
got to see more of
Yeah.
what's going on.
No.
For sure. I mean, for
Malarkey.
sure. There has to
Bull.
be a way huger plan taking place.
Oh man.
And
So,
the cop lady was like so smug and funny.
It's like 3 days. That's nothing.
There's nothing.
Wait a week. I don't know.
Wow, good job, Lauren.
I took it the
Totally.
opposite way though. Like when she said 3 days, I was like, oh, I took it like she was
Like,
saying,
oh, he's dead
Oh,
for
he's
sure.
dead.
Oh.
He's dead. He's gone. 3 days? Yeah. You waited too long.
Best wishes.
Exactly.
Oh, because
Yeah.
I totally took it as like, that's nothing.
Yeah,
That's not
I don't
long
care.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 days. What's that? Come back in a month or something.
And then she
But-
takes his phone from Simon. There's a
Right.
photo of them. Not only takes the phone, but scrolls.
Scrolls through it.
minimizes and then scrolls.
What are you doing?
Let me just utilize this device a little bit. I
You got
can.
any dick pics on here? Let me see. Let me see.
And it's
She's
possible.
like, selfie, Snapchat
really funny.
posted.
I know. Hashtag hacked.
Yeah. And not only that, but she's just like, I've never seen this guy. I don't know what's going on. And as soon as she gets it, she's like, oh yeah, 1 minute. Let me
this
go in the
now.
back.
He does look familiar.
I did think that was weird that she just started swiping
Right?
through
notice
his phone. I did think that was weird.
And just, I mean, you know, out of general protocol and curiosity for this, whatever her position was at this police station, is she the one Is she the one actually like IDing all the dead bodies that come through? Like, is she really going to be the one to look at the photo and be like, oh yeah, they're dead. Just a minute or whatever, you know?
No, that makes me think that Arthur was down there doing something, so the
Paying
local
some
authorities
money.
know him in some
Yes.
way.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, 'cause
Yeah.
he's
Paying a lot of money to
Yeah.
these people
Vibe I
to
got.
create a story and cover it up for him.
So
Or he just
clearly,
pays
are
off
we
the
on-
government to
we're on
like
predictions,
look the
it
other
sounds
way
like.
with whatever
Yes.
he's doing.
It sounds like we're
On to predictions.
James,
Did we
it's that
cover
time.
everything? Yeah, I think so.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
Oh yeah, that's
I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, so it seems like the consensus on the table is that Arthur and Emma are both still alive. Is that
Yes.
what we're thinking?
Still
Or does
alive.
Arthur still kill Emma?
I don't know, because in the like next week preview thing, doesn't Simon like open up a box and get very upset by it?
He does. And this is what I think.
It's 7. It's like the movie 7.
It is.
Just her head.
It is.
Or maybe it's Viagra.
Oh, sorry, I just like ruined the end of that movie.
Maybe
Sorry,
it's
everybody.
Justin Timberlake. Dick in the box.
And then he's like,
No, that's my dad.
No? Okay.
no, but I do think it's possible still that even though they did not die in a car accident, likely, I think it's very possible that Arthur had Emma killed or killed her,
Yes,
and then he's now on the
lamb.
On the lamb. That's exactly what
the-
could
look
be.
at you.
So maybe he looks in Arthur's
her.
and he's like, yes.
Yeah, that's what I felt like it would be Emma in that box.
I
Sorry,
felt
Emma.
something like that since episodes ago. We know this. I said this. This was one of my predictions. That something.
Well, I said she's dead.
That something would happen to Emma in Argentina. Like that was the reason Arthur was
Yeah.
bringing her down there.
Okay. Well, hopefully we'll find out some more info.
I feel like that
next
could
week.
be it.
Maybe. We'll find out some stuff. Okay, what about other predictions with Neil, Grace? How are we feeling about them? What are we thinking? Clearly, this escort business is now it's on the
I'm very
table.
excited to see what goes on with their escort business, like official. You know, they're gonna do it. I mean, I'm just not. I mean, I didn't mean it
in
that
all
way,
the ways.
you guys, but
Lucky
I'm sure
you,
they're gonna do
Lauren. All
it
the
like that
ways.
too. I meant like they're really going for the escort
need more
business
doing
together.
it.
I'm excited for
Lauren
that.
needs more doing it.
And the doing it.
The doing of
We
it.
predict more doing it.
Yeah.
We do.
So we predict.
All right, so that's fine.
That wasn't really a
And
prediction.
I
It's
know, I
just
was like,
an excitement.
Okay, that's okay.
That's
I'll
fine.
take.
An anticipation.
Yeah.
Are you satisfied, Lauren? Maybe
done.
I
next
mean,
week.
yeah. I love this show, man.
I love this show.
love it.
All right, and then finally, anything with what do we think of Adriana and what's going on there?
It's all
She's-
it's question marks.
Right.
All
I mean, I
question
think she's
marks.
clearly gathering her
Ducks.
yes, she's putting all her ducks in a row to
Were you gonna
to
say ducks?
blackmail the Trumans.
I know, but I don't
Via
want her to do that because I
Annika.
feel like she like got a little tender with Annika being there, and I want her to be like, "Hey, I don't want to like pull a dick move on you guys, like and like hold
Word
this
of
over
the
your
night.
head." Sorry.
But could
okay.
you get me pregnant, Neil? So I can have my own kid?
And then I'll find your daughter for you. No. So I want it to be like out of the goodness of her heart, which I don't really think
No.
it's gonna be like that.
No, I don't either. I don't. I'm curious how that's going to go. And then Annika, of course, goes back to Julian. So clearly there's going to be some bad decisions next week.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going with.
Annika's
And
driving
can I
me
just
crazy.
make one more observation?
Yes, please.
I love how Adriana is just like she's very slow and like mellow, and even walking through her house, whatever she's doing, she just walks from room to room.
She
glides.
She
Elegant
glides.
and intentional. I love it.
She's like, Annika, like it's a very pressing
with
matter.
me to the
Annika,
closet.
come with me. Tell me about this Julian.
Yeah.
I want to be like that.
You just did. You did it, girl.
I know.
It was like you owned
I
it just
mean,
now.
without acting like
You
it.
did.
I
okay.
mean, I just want it to happen.
So next week should be
be that
fun.
way.
We'll get some gems from Michelle Deshawn. That should be fun for us.
Very,
Because it
very,
seems
very
like
excited.
next week she is going to give us even more.
Yeah. And I wasn't here when she was here the first time.
Oh, you're in for a treat.
Lucky me.
Also, I want to express my love for Alaska and that
And that they
there
have
are
electricity
ATMs there. Okay,
and,
yeah, it's fine.
All of their technologies.
It's a fully functional.
I think they even
place.
have iPhones.
Oh God, Khaliel,
What?
I'm going to take a paddle and use it on you.
getting dirty over here.
That's what's happening.
Khaliel's
All right,
been
everyone.
bad.
I have been and will still be, hopefully next week, Alison Dean. You can find me everywhere at the Alison Dean.
And I have been Blake V. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Blake V Media.
My name is Khaliel Abooboo, and you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Khaliel Abooboo.
And I'm Lauren Salaun, and you can find me on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, at Lauren Salaun.
Everyone, thanks for joining us. We will see you next Tuesday for another show. And yeah.
Very excited.
Are you
Sayonara.
Sayonara.
Oh.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you
later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.